Good afternoon, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com. Currently, right around 1500 Japan Standard Time. That's right around 06 Zulu. All eyes right now are on 15 Whiskey or Megi right down in here and near Guam. This is expected to move off towards the west. We'll get more in depth with that here in a minute. Also, we have a few invests still out farther to the west here. A poor area right here from JTWC. Expecting to actually get wrapped up here into 15 Whiskey as this thing gets more organized. And farther up to the north here, high pressure is basically dominating much of Japan and the Korea, and we have a stationary front extending from China out into the East China Sea. As far as 15 Whiskey here, though, actually expecting to have some full coverage from WesternPacificWeather.com. I'm actually on vacation right now, so been rather restless when it comes to weather out here. Actually been taking some pictures of some, like this sunset with apparently a jack-o'-lantern just below the skyline. Ooh, tons of fun. And boats with Yokohama in the distance, with basically beautiful skies out here. Kind of not too much going on, but way off topic. Back to 15 Whiskey. Showing one of the most recent viz shots here, high definition shot, which is showing rapid intensification out of the system. And I would expect it to soon, if not the next warning, the warning after that, JTWC to upgrade this to a tropical storm. The southeastern periphery has a very good outflow right now. Low level convection and convergence is all very well organized and wrapped tightly around the center. Still a little bit of a dry air to the northern periphery associated with the subtropical ridge, but overall, as this starts to move off to the west, expecting more moisture to get feeded out of this poor area into the southern periphery and making the system overall get larger and larger. Good news though, it is moving away from Guam. We're showing on most recent radar shots. Just showing this rain moving away from an east to west progression. But also am expecting this to move to the northwest, when well north of Plow, the closest land towards the west that this would possibly affect, basically the closest population at least. So right now, long range is actually looking out towards when it's actually going to start affecting some population here. And speaking of the forecast, let's dive into some of the models first here. This is the 18Z run from GFS here, and just showing some area of convection rate around 0Z today. And as we go into the next several frames here, as we scroll down, you can see more actually close circulation here, starting right around the 12Z this evening. But as we move further down, though, you start to see this whole area of convection start to be organized. I'm going to move down a little bit faster here. And as we get into later on, right around the 15th into the 16th, start to see some deeper low starting to form up here. Now, this is going to start moving towards the north along there's basically a stationary front up here, head towards that. But I believe the subtropical ridge is actually going to start to build back in here. And if we start to scroll down even a little bit faster here, you can see this is going to start to steer towards the west, towards Luzon. Now, this is where GFS and NOGAPS is actually differing. GFS and NOGAF both agree that this is going to move towards the north, towards this stationary front right in here in this upper level trough. But GFS is the only one picking up on the bridge building back in. And if we move over to NOGAPS is picking up more on this trough, digging in a little bit farther, and this overall system moving up to the north and northeast along curvature actually towards Okinawa, expecting to get some precipitation of that if we follow the NOGAPS model. And this would be showing on the 20th. Also showing another low developing here in the South China Sea. That's just an area to watch right now, but not expecting any significant development right there as well. That's just a initiation offer at this moment. But right now, though, I'm actually leaning towards more GFS, moving towards northern Luzon and into the Luzon Strait. Now, if you sit back and go, Rob, why are you leaning towards one model and not the other? Well, I'm glad you asked. I like to use a streamline analysis and surface and upper level charts a lot more than I actually like to use models. Models are more like a first guess, a first look at. But right here, though, overall background flow with this streamline analysis is showing east to west progression with a strong ridge in place right in here, as long as with an anticyclonic circulation rate in this region. Now, this is all going to keep this low well to the south. This low is overall going to want to keep in the area of lowest pressure and overall background winds along with the easterlies right here. I'm expecting to see this area of weak troughing rate in here. That's what's actually going to move this towards the north. But as this ridge starts to build back in over the next 24 to 48 hours, it would just end up moving towards the west with the overall background flow. So that's kind of what I'm basing my analysis off. I'm expecting this to end up moving towards the north and just north of Luzon, which I'm going to show here on my So right now we have our tropical depression right in this region. Current winds are right around 25 gusting up to 35 knots. Expecting this to intensify over the next 24 hours up to a tropical storm. So that'd be right around in this region right in here. Sorry, I'm not really the best at drawing this all up. But as we see this trough start to build in, we're still expecting this northerly progression. Now, I'm expecting, as I already stated, that this ridge will start to build back in and then ending up moving this system off towards the west, just along northern Luzon. That's my thoughts, kind of agreeing with JTWC's warning here. I'm thinking it's going to go a little bit farther north, still pretty much set on that with the southern periphery of this system making landfall in the Luzon here. Now here is the most recent warning from JTWC. Not expecting this to affect any major land areas out into the 18th unless this actually speeds up, but I'm expecting it to gradually intensify up to typhoon strength on the 18th. I'm expecting right around 85 gusting to 105 knots as wind shear decreases, and it actually moves into some pretty warm waters out here towards the west. So still a very strong chance of a pretty strong system making landfall anywhere between the Philippines, Taiwan, and Okinawa here. And one more note, showing the system is undergoing some rapid intensification on microwave imagery here, showing some very high cloud tops right in here. Still have the dry air to the north, but overall some more convection along the southern periphery, much more so than we have saw over the last 12 hours. So just something to note, expecting the system to quickly upgrade to a tropical storm in the next couple warnings. But that is all for this update, everybody, from westernpacificweather.com. You can also find me at storm2k.org. Very good topic and discussion going on there as well. If you have any questions or comments, though, field them to me, please. And stay safe out there, stay dry. And good news, though, is that we still have several days to watch the system on where it's going to go. So stay safe, everybody.